And we're live again in shitty Stoke today.
Cold and wet Stoke.
Excuse my language, but it's freezing and it's wet and it's horrible. But, you know, we're here with John.
Hiya.
Hiya.
I'm purposely going to stand here now because Quacky's freezing his nuts off and I'm alright at this.
You are evil.
There's not a great deal of progress on this one, but I'll tell you the reasons as to why I'm going through. On the external, you can see everywhere's pretty much painted now.
Yeah.
We've just got a bit of rendering to do where the two windows were
Yeah.
that we've locked up. The roof's done. There's a little piece of guttering missing there that's not been quite put on, so you can see it's actually pissing down. And we're going to walk through it now. So Mother Nature's with the pool party, she's helping us fill it up today.
Yeah. It's not beach anymore, it is a pool.
Yes.
Okay. So who's going?
It's a bit warmer in here, so it's a lot better.
Yeah, it is. Right, so what's been happening past?
Not loads and loads of progress. Lots of first fixes been going on, which you don't really see. So you can see up here.
Oh yeah. Oh, this pipe work everywhere.
Some 110 pipes in.
Yeah.
The rewire's gone through. There's a little bit of an issue. You see this RSJ?
Yeah.
The original one that was in there, the building inspector and the structural engineer ended up having a little bit of a debate on what size steel it should be, and we've had to upgrade it just to try and appease everybody, but
Yeah.
it's neither here nor there. So we cast them in on Friday, so the pad stones and stuff are going on, so we've upgraded it up just to keep it stable over the weekend before we take it down. Fucking hell, it's freezing in here.
It is cold.
We put the system on the walls. That's obviously so we can get it level, because there's different variations. So where we've taken this wall out, this is stepped out.
It's not completely flat, is it?
No, so there's variations there, but all the studs in, so ready to be voided out. That's all the way down. We've already talked about that on the last one.
Yeah.
There's not much to show you down here, unfortunately. Let's go to a different room.
I think all of the first fix is coming in, but then that's usually, once it's done, it's behind the wall, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it's not really
visually see it.
It's not really.
But one thing I've noticed is the amazing brickwork in this house.
Yeah, it's all right. So the client to this property, we've got like an urban theme going on. So what we're going to be doing is
Right, so he's decided to urbanise it then on
he's
this
going
one.
to urbanise it, urbanise it, baby.
I love the urban theme.
Urbanise.
It's my favourite style.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so that wall.
So what we're going to do is we're going to board this side,
Yeah.
bring it with a finished edge on there, take out these things, the old sockets.
Yeah.
And we're going to leave that wall as it is.
What, the whole wall?
Yeah. But we're going to finish it off. We'll treat the bricks and stuff and varnish them up so that it's all nice and pretty.
There's some sort of resin that you put on top of it.
Yeah, the varnish, or we can just PVA it. We'll see what it takes. Depends how porous the brick is, because obviously it's been hidden for years and years, so it's going to suck everything in.
Right.
That 110 pipe, we'll box that in.
Oh, should leave it. I think it looks nice.
You think it looks nice until you've got your bed in. Every time someone flushes the toilet, you can hear it going down there. I'm sure you won't be very happy there.
You can hear the waste going down. But look at these pipe works there.
Yeah, so there's more.
Really, yeah.
There's a bit more pipe work going on here, so we're going to actually leave this part as well. We're going to leave this pipe work exposed.
Right, okay.
So we put the pipe work on a bit of uni-strut, and we've clasped it all
What's this?
with these
rubber stuff.
Yeah, with the rubber clasp. So the reason we put the rubber ones on is, one, because it looks nice and it sort of goes with the theme.
Yeah.
It's nice and strong as well, but also when they're in the rubber, when the pipes are hot and they expand, it stops the creaking noises that sometimes happen if you use something like a spiral band.
Yeah.
When the friction when the friction comes and the pipes hot and cold and expand and close, if it's metal on metal, it can wear away and eventually cause a leak.
Right.
So it's to stop noise, stop the vibration as well.
Yeah, and it looks a bit nicer.
It looks a bit nicer. It's a bit more urban, believe it or not. Fucking A.
So we've been given creative choices and to
Yeah.
do the finishes. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we have. Right then, up the hills. There we go. Proper fire alarm cable, we'll give it a bit of a tickle.
Give it a tickle.
Give it a tickle. We won't have an aggressive tickle, we'll have a soft tickle today. because my hands are freezing. So again, the systems on the walls.
Yeah.
The systems on the wall are here.
Yeah.
Again, going with the urban theme, we're gonna board off the bottom part, leave the top exposed, treat the brickwork, and again, the same as downstairs, we're gonna leave all this exposed as well.
Oh yeah, lovely.
We've insulated this wall.
Insulation on there.
Like I say, the first fix is pretty much in now.
Yeah.
So it's almost ready for the boarding.
Yeah. Oh. So I think the project itself has slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like I see like there's progress, but not massive amounts.
Yeah. So this is where your bridge comes in. If you're bridging or you're doing developers finance, or this is where you need a good broker.
Yeah.
So on this one, we instructed about 3.5 weeks ago, maybe even 4 weeks, to try and get a drawdown.
Yeah.
Because it's on developers finance. So the client's paid for the first bit. We're waiting for the first drawdown. But I think with Christmas coming and the banks and whatever else, by the time the surveyors come out, he's been round, looked at it, he's passed the work, he's happy with everything, he's looked at all the certification from the building inspector,
Yeah.
everything's good. But now, with Christmas coming up, no one wants frigging work. But
Yeah.
obviously if you're investing...
The time scales can get a bit
Yeah,
wonky.
because I had to go to the client and basically say, we're running out of funds, and he's managed to find some other funds to keep it going a little bit, but it caused a bit of a delay because I had to put the lads onto a different project.
Yeah.
So then they went onto that project, and then he found some funds, and we came back onto this project. So it's gone a little bit messy now. The sort of system's sort of gone a bit muddled up now. But
Yeah.
luckily the broker's on the ball, and he's been busting balls. So hopefully we'll get a drawdown again soon. But look at all this pipe work.
Oh.
Isn't it pretty?
I like how it's
You know what it is?
really...
It's a Scale Electrics.
What I'm just saying, it's like one of those gyms that you go, when you're a kid, you go into those jungle gyms. Almost seems like that in my mind.
What gyms have you been to, mate?
Really dodgy kinds. Right, so there's the back.
So there's the back, yeah. Again, we're studying out, but right now the sparkies are in here, the plumbers are in here. Obviously, you can see that there's boarding going on. All the prep's done, so the boards they're just ready to go on. But there has been a couple of delays with this stuff as well. But I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Mate, it's freezing. Right. Again, not masses and masses and masses of work, all the systems in.
Yeah.
It's ready for boarding, quite literally.
But then it's going to be quite fast. Once the boards are up, then the plasterers can come in,
Yeah,
plaster
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Pretty much after that is painting.
Well, second fix during.
Well, second fix and then
second
painting.
Fix the ensuite. So
Yeah.
there's a bit more to it than just that. You get me shot, you will.
Oh.
Yeah, obviously on the external walls, because we wanted to leave some brickwork exposed, we can't do that because of the building inspector, because we've got to upgrade the U values, so that's where the
Yeah.
insulated plasterboard's going to come in. So there's only certain rooms where it's like an internal wall or like a party wall where it shares onto next door that we can actually leave exposed. But yeah, there we go.
Good stuff.
Not much to show. This is the same as last time. Look at the weather out there.
Yeah, I know. I think this is arguably the worst season to be working on site. It's so cold in the morning and it's like raining and it gets
Yeah,
dark
I feel
early.
sorry for all the lads. When they turn up, if it's -1 outside, it's probably about -3 inside.
Yeah.
And then they've got to come in here. It's really, really cold because an empty house acts like a fridge, so it stores the cold air. The lads are all working round. It isn't nice. I've done it myself. It's not pretty.
Yeah, but we've got to thank them for the hard work.
Yeah. Especially on this one.
Yeah.
They really pulled it out the bag with this one. Right. So another reason for the delay on this is, for those of you
What's
that don't
this
know,
cable?
the red
This
cable.
red cable.
This is fire alarm cable. It's not smoke alarm, fire alarm. Obviously, it's red for the colour of fire.
Yeah.
It's protected with a coating, so if there's a fire, it's fire retardant to some degree to get the people out. But there's been a bit of confusion with this one. So what's happened is, I don't want to get into too much boring stuff, but if you go through the liqueurs thing and go through the council in Stoke-on-Trent,
Yeah.
it's saying that for a shared HMO, it's a grade D LD2, which is an interlinked smoker system with a heat alarm downstairs, so it's all smoke alarms. Basically.
Is that kind of like the standard, like just a, 2-story kind of HMO?
From a 2-story, yeah, but it can be 3-story, because where it gets a little bit confusing is it's the difference between what the council deem as a shared house as in a HMO or a shared house HMO bed sit.
Right, okay.
And if you look into the finer details, there's a number of about 7 or 8 different things, but generally speaking, the 3 floors is irrelevant. It's more about the number of people that can stay in here and what that tenant is. So it's actually more like the tenant is what dictates the fire thing as opposed to what the regs are. So if this was a student house, they could be under one AST, or they could be under multiple ASTs, but the chances are, with them being a tight-knit group, they'll probably know when each other's in.
Yeah.
So there's more of a communal thing going on. They're more like friends.
Yeah.
So it's less of a restriction.
Yeah.
Whereas if they're working professionals, how it's seen to that is if you're not sort of socially interactive with the rest of the group because you might be working night shifts or whatever else, the other tenants might not know who's in and who's out.
Right.
So that's where the fire alarm system comes in. So it's a bit more like.
So are they seeing a bit more of a risk because you're properly unrelated compared to a group of students that might be related in the way that they're friends and they're together
that's
in a way?
It, yeah. I mean, typically speaking, it says anything over 7 people anyway, and this is a 9-bed. Right. But I can see where the confusion comes because you can kind of deem it, the guidelines at the end of the day, they're always there to be challenged.
So is it another thing that it comes down to the council themselves, that whoever interprets it?
They're all guidelines, so that it's there to be challenged. I mean, I've spoken to Newcastle Borough Town Council, I've spoken to Stoke Council. They use the liqueurs, but they also use the home stamp. And in the home stamp, it actually gives you the guide on it, and that's where it says these other things. But it's basically the tenant type is what dictates what the fire alarm system is. So this was actually set for a grade D LD2.
Grade D, yeah.
D.
Yeah.
So we've put all the wires in for that.
Yeah.
And then after I came out on site, I looked at it, I was a little bit hesitant, so I've asked a few questions.
Yeah.
Gone back to the HMO officer, and they've come back and actually confirmed that it's a grade 8 LD2, which is a fire alarm.
The full fire alarm panel.
So what's happened on this now is the lads have had to completely unrewire that bit and start throwing this in to cable it up for the proper system, which is the reason why there's a bit more of a delay.
Yeah.
So all these little things, these little trinkets of information, these are all quite relative.
But that's quite good because you checked on just to make sure, because if let's say the house was complete and the HMO office comes out and says that actually there should be a grade A, then what are you going to do?
Yeah, well, I'm going to get my face like a fucking idiot, aren't I?
You'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, at least, this might sound bad, but at least it was only 1 floor where the borders have come in.
Yeah.
And I caught it in time, so it's only 1 floor that's had to be taken off.
Okay.
The reason for this sort of massive knock-on effect is it's the funding from the bank. So again, this is where you're doing your bridging or where you're doing your outward finance. This is where your finance guy comes in, your broker.
Yeah.
Your drawdowns on your money, and then obviously the bits. Way up.
Hey up,
live?
got a phone call? You live?
I'll speak to him later.
Oh, yeah, fine, fair enough.
So yeah, that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why. So I caught it in time.
Yeah.
It's only created a little bit of a delay on the ceiling side of things and on the top floor.
Yeah.
But the combination of everything is where the slowness has come down. But I thought it'd be good to document as we go, because these are the things that a lot of people don't see.
Yeah.
The stuff that gets swept under the carpet. So the reason we're doing like a weekly or 2 weekly update, I think we're 2.5 weeks on this one, or 3 weeks.
3 weeks or so.
Is because it's not been much on there, but I thought I'd document what it is, because if anybody be doing bigger developments, these are the little danger zones, things that come up, and even if you plan for it as best you can and put all your time and effort into it, these factors always can come up. It's how you get around it. So it's spotting it in time, doing what you can, working with the broker, working with the bank, getting the building inspector out on site. All this is the stuff that a lot of people don't see.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd tell you.
It's good.
Yeah. It's not good for me. It's a fucking pain in the arse for me.
It's a pain in the ass for you, but it's all good knowledge, good information.
Yeah. Another reason why we're out today is it's absolutely thrown it down outside. So as you can see.
Yeah.
So now's the best time to walk around and check, make sure the roof's not leaking.
Do it.
Because otherwise, once it's all boarded over,
Yeah.
I'm completely knackered, aren't I? And then I've got to do a lot of sort of remedial works to try and stop it and save it and fix it. So now's the best time to see. And when you're on site, because it's so dry inside and it's dusty on the floors, any little bit of water droplets that are going to fall on the floor, you can just walk around, look on the floor and see where's wet.
Yeah.
This is dry,
Well,
obviously.
we haven't seen any yet, have we?
No, it's all sound, this is. But it's a good little test to,
Sorted.
you know, take advantage of Mother Nature, and there's an opportunity in everything, and let her do the work for us. She's testing the roof for us.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's not much more to show you on this because of the delays, but now we're getting up to speed. Now these fire alarm cables, and I'm hoping that next week the boarders can come in and start getting some boards on the wall, so that'll make a big difference.
Yeah.
We'll probably start skimming after Christmas now.
Okay. Well, we'll probably do another one after Christmas, won't we?
Yeah.
Do another video, I think.
Yeah. After Christmas now, it's too early now.
We might do something else in between, but not on this side.
We've got some other projects on, so we've got an 11 bed that we're going to do an update on. Well, I think I did one yesterday on my own.
We need the stairs going in that. Once it's in, we can go up to...
The stairs are coming next week, so next week the roof's going off on that, putting some steels in to replace the purlings, the floors in, the stairs are going in, steel's going on and the roof's going on, so there's a lot going on next week. And it's freezing, so I don't envy the lads, I really don't.
No.
We've also done another 5 bed, a 3-storey one, which is where the comparisons have come in, because this is a 3-storey, but that's, going back to the fire alarm thing, that's a student house, not a working professional house, and that only requires a grade D LD2, so it's quite...
Box standard.
Yeah, it's a bog standard one, but like I said, that's a 3-storey building as well, so it's literally because the students are in there, the Newcastle Borough Council...
See, that's really interesting, because I thought it applied across all 3-storey properties, like it would need a grade A.
It's down to the fire. It's down to the HMO's discretion at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's fire regulations, but I'm finding that building inspectors are quoting one bit, HMO officers are quoting something else. But when I've dug, it's actually the tenant type and the number of tenants and their social interaction is what dictates the fire risk, and everything comes from there.
Yeah.
So again, it's down to working professionals who are working on antisocial hours. You wouldn't necessarily know if you were in here, if somebody else was in there, hence a fire alarm system, whereas if you're all students, the chances are you're commuting to and from the university, you're all friends anyway, you know when they're in, and that's how they sort of determine the risk. Yeah,
and they call that a bed sit compared to a
so it's a shared HMO house, and then it's a shared HMO house as
bed
a bed sit.
Bed sit type.
And it's the bed sit bit. So it's actually so it's the tenant type that dictates what the fire hazard is.
Interesting.
Believe that, and believe me, it's cost me a lot of time and effort to try and find out what it is, but I got there. And I give it a tickle. Yeah. We can give it a tickle now because we're back on it. So we can give everything a tickle and be happy. And Santa's coming soon, he's got an empty sack for me.
Right.
Right.
Okay then, so that's it for today.
Yeah, I'm freezing my nuts off, so I'm going to go.
We're going to nip off and we'll see you guys later. Probably one more before Christmas, so we'll say Merry Christmas then.
Adios.
Bye bye.